give us a place on the head of God and over the main office.
They're open till 4:30. It's a little after 4.
Came out in the New York Times the next morning that if I had been in school, I would have died. About 40 years later, they allowed me to operate. After my church has been over, please pick it up.
We're here at the Civil Rights Memorial Center in Montgomery, Alabama, celebrating the life of a great drum major for justice, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. launched the Poor People's Campaign. This was the last campaign that he launched before his assassination a few months later. This campaign was about financial security, health care, and dilapidated housing. Still, in 2014, we are facing some of these same pressing issues. Low-income students have a 9% chance of graduating college, while upper-income students have a 54% chance. When we look at our health statistics, African Americans have a greater mortality rate than any other race when it comes to cancer. African Americans have a 40% greater chance to get diagnosed with high blood pressure. They have double the chance to get diagnosed with diabetes, and yet a 55% chance that's greater than any other race that we will be stuck with no health insurance. African Americans have double the unemployment rate, and we're also affected by the fact that we only make half in median income of what our white and Asian counterparts make. This is a terrible thing that we are facing when it comes to our financial security, health care, and our overall state of living in 2014. When we look at our history, the church was always at the center of making a difference. It was meeting in the church and singing old familiar hymns and drawing power from God that allowed us to come out of slavery. It was the same familiar hymns, the same camaraderie and unity, and the Word of God, and the vision that could only come from on high that allowed us to come out of the Jim Crow era and allowed the civil rights movement to be birthed right here in Montgomery, Alabama. Today I want to make a conscious call for the church to get back to impact. We have got to be at the center of the lives of our students and the generation to come. We cannot stand idly by while Governor Bentley stands in the doorway of help for African Americans in Alabama, because we're more widely affected than any other race. This is no different from the time when George Wallace stood in front of the doors to block the students from coming into the school. We cannot stand idly by while Governor Bentley holds the health of African American people hostage in the state of Alabama because of a political ploy and because of deep-seated hatred for the President of the United States and our community. We have to take responsibility into our own hands for educating our children, making sure that they have the tools to go to college. And we have to take responsibility for agitating and approaching our government when it falls short, when it comes to our community, in ways that it has the power to help us improve our economic stability and security. This is an issue that we're facing in 2014. Now, at Kingdom Building Innovations Christian Church, we are focused on making sure that we have communities going forward that are Christ-centered, but not just Christ-centered. We want to make sure that we cut back on teenage pregnancy, and we want to make sure that we can cut back on the number of single moms that are out there. This month we've launched Black Family, Black Love, and Black History. And one of the goals in this is to educate the community about obstacles that the black family is facing when it comes to progress. If you are a married black family, then you live in a segment of society that has 8% poverty rate. If you are a single black mother, you fall into a category of people, single black mothers, who have 54% or more poverty rate. And so we know where the issue lies, but we've got to focus on creating strategic and tactical ministries and programs that will touch our children where they need help the most, with economical stability and financial security and educational security as well. Times are too critical in 2014 for us to ignore other issues as well. We've got to have an approach that comes from churches all across Alabama and all across the United States of America that are focused on not just preaching and teaching the Word of God, but also making sure that the church is still at the center of progress for the black community, for low-income communities, and the progress of the nation as a whole. And the only way that we can do this is we've got to focus on programs that will advance our community and every individual that we come in contact with, physically, when it comes to our physical health, financially, educationally, emotionally, spiritually, politically, and socially. That's the only way that we can do this. Now, I know there are some people who feel like they've given their hand at trying to make a difference. Others who are just satisfied with the way things are today. And I want to tell you, on this great day, while we are celebrating such a great drum major for justice, that you too can make a difference in this world, in your nation, in society, in your community. And it can start today, right in Montgomery, Alabama, or wherever you may be, across the United States of America or across the nation. We want you to join in participating with us at facebook.com/KBI Christian Church. And you can also stay updated at kbixchristianchurch.org. We can have a better society. We can take steps to make sure that our children can prosper. We can take steps to make sure that our children have a shot at education, just like every other race in society. But it begins with you. It begins with a commitment that comes directly from you. And you do have this commitment also from KBI that will be with you every step of the way. And that's why I wanted to announce that on tomorrow, we will be rolling out a very specific agenda to make sure that we can accomplish this in a large way across the state of Alabama, and we're willing to partner with leaders in other cities and states all across the United States of America. This year, 2014, marks the 50-year anniversary of the war on poverty. There is absolutely no reason why we should not be able to at least tackle and eradicate poverty, or at least take a huge step in progress. And we don't want the African American community to be left behind.